30 years since Norwich City last won at Anfield, and that was thanks to a goal from their cult hero Jeremy Goss. It would take some performance to repeat that feat today. Right, let's get into this then. Time to join your match commentators for this Emirates FA Cup fourth round tie. Lucy Ward and Seb Hutchinson are on hand.
The first game post the shock of the impending departure of Jurgen Klopp. But still plenty of time for Liverpool to produce more memorable memories under this memorable manager. When Jurgen Klopp arrived at Anfield in 2015, he had a high-level CV already, but his impact on Liverpool as a city, and not just a club, has been immeasurable, to say the very least. As away we go at Anfield, no doubt emotional after learning that seismic news on Friday morning, but still the toughest of tasks for an understrength Norwich City.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Liverpool pushing on all fronts. Maybe they'll prioritise at some point, but I think at the moment they'll be going for the quadruple. It's interesting to see how the Liverpool players react. We know how the fans will react. We know what Klopp will be like. We look at Norwich. You know, they've played well the last few games, started the season well, but then struggled with injuries, but missing the main players this afternoon.
Well, Liverpool have been relentless in recent weeks. Every single competition that they've entered, they've competed in, have shown that they're a side with serious ambitions of winning every one of those competitions. And the FA Cup, they are, of course, the favourites for this particular tie, and he's fielded a strong side for this one. Liverpool have made changes from the League Cup semi-final, but still remain strong. But there is, however, a first Liverpool start for 19-year-old midfielder James McConnell. On an occasion for the teenager born in the north-east of England. His early football career at Sunderland, or joining Liverpool in 2019. Here come Liverpool already looking to threaten that Norwich defence. Diogo Jota, a man certainly in form.
Yeah, I mean, Norwich bait the press when they're in the Championship. It's a different kettle of fish against the Premier League leaders, that's for sure. So they've got to make sure that they pass it well, no loose touches, because this is exactly what happens when you do that against Liverpool, win the ball back high.
So Gakpo to take this early corner for Liverpool. Kanate up from the back. Gakpo with the corner. Not with Kanate. Bradley, so impressive in his appearances for Liverpool this season. Norwich already looking to get a few touches on the ball. Callum pinned in somewhat in that corner.
Yeah, look how high Liverpool are when they've got it. 4 in the front line at one point in the first minute. I think there's 2 at the back, and then 4-4. That's how it worked out. They're obviously going to try and pin Norwich into their own half.
And Kwanzaa. No problem. Jurgen Klopp's eyes in. The young defender to start numerous games this season, particularly in the Cups. Kanate, rock at the back, could move that ball wide, and maybe Ashley Barnes can hold this ball up and win a free kick, but no foul. Jones, out to Gakpo. Gakpo spotted Bradley. Kanate. Bradley. Midfield with Jones and McConnell. So working it wide to Bradley. Jota. Get past McCallum on that side. Significant absentees for Norwich City. No main striker, Josh Sargent. Without outstanding talent, Jonathan Rowe. The #1 goalkeeper, Angus Gunn, rested. Grant Hanley back in the middle of that defence for some time out for the Scotland international. McConnell. Jota. Forward again here for Liverpool. Already seeing plenty of the ball as we expected. Gakpo. Cut with Jones. Hanley across there to try and make it awkward for him. Stacey helping out as well. Lots of defending already for Norwich. As Gomez switches that one across to Bradley. I feel like Liverpool are going to create a chance sooner rather than later. Jota. Sharp. And Jota found the pass through to Nunez. Gakpo. It's tight enough and well defended in the end by Fasnacht, but then he loses it. Gomez urged to shoot by all of Anfield. And he keeps on testing that goal this season.
Yeah, but it absolutely dying for Gomez to score, but that's the pattern of the play, isn't it? Norwich defending deep, denying space in behind, 4-5-1. Liverpool just going to find those gaps. Norwich not helping themselves initially, giving the ball away loosely in their defensive third. They're risking it doing that.
He's not up for this corner though, Gomez. Everybody else is though for Liverpool. Strong start from the home side. That ball played to the back post. Muted appeals for holding on from Stacey.
Yeah, they're pretty tight out of possession. Norwich, they have to be quite narrow. Trying to stop central progression from Liverpool when they enter the area, but they'll have to move the ball quickly, Liverpool, when they do get to the edge. But Norwich have to keep it, and what do they do with it when they win it back?
The question here was George long, will he go long? The answer seems to be yes. Rewarded with his role in earlier rounds for Norwich. David Wagner knows it's a tough task for his side. He's also stated the league is the priority for the club. Stacey under pressure from Nunez, who's had that influence on defenders this season. Barnes inside to Marcelino Nunez, the Chilean international. McLean, who will drop in the middle of centre-backs in that build-up phase.
Just allows Norwich to get bodies forward. A little bit of possession there. I feel a bit more confident and, you know, under pressure the opening 5 minutes or so.
McConnell at the base of that Liverpool midfield. Gomez. Kwanzaa. Kanate. Bradley down the line looking for the busy Jota so far. Nunez pulling off. Bringing it back as well. And will it reach Gakpo at the back post? And over it goes. First big chance.
Yeah, Norwich defending then gave Liverpool a chance. You know, it's all about trying to keep Liverpool's play in front of the back four, but Jota's movement is so good. 1-2 touch play. Stacey just evaded him, and it was a chance for Gakpo, wasn't it, at the far post? And Stacey needed to get rid. I think he thought that Curtis Jones was going to get something on that.
Well, 6 changes for this Norwich side from their defeat at Ellen Road on Wednesday. Not that far away from the playoff places, Norwich City, but straight in defeat that one, of course. A difficult place for them to go, and here is an even more difficult place for them to come to. Ashley Barnes tried to hold that ball up, and Barnes, the man up top, who once scored a winning goal at Anfield when at Burnley, a winning goal that ended a run of 68 games unbeaten at this ground for Liverpool. Gravenberch, and Jota through the middle, wanted that pass, it didn't come. And then the pass put out by Gravenberch, who mentioned in previous matches for Liverpool, is probably the one player in this Liverpool side hasn't quite settled in the same way as the rest.
Yeah, and again, Jota's movement just creates space for himself, needed the ball in there. Like you said, I think out of the 4 centre midfielders that came in, he's been probably the slowest start to Gravenberch, but he didn't really play much last season, and I think that has affected his slow start. And also, he's got to get used to the way that Klopp wants to play.
Lost in that midfield by Nunez. And picked up by Nunez. Bradley. Twisting, trying to find that space, and Bradley going on. Jota. McConnell. A little disguise pass into Jota. Gomez. Gakpo. A lot of bodies in that penalty area. Liverpool. Gakpo sends it in. Norwich being able to clear through McCallum, but out to Bradley.
Just trying to make Liverpool predictable, keep everything in front, but at some point you have to engage. Liverpool's one or 2 touch on the edge of the area. Just got through a couple of times already in this game, which will worry maybe Wagner.
The pass from Gomez wasn't on point, but he has been a player playing most of the minutes in the last 6 games. Joe Gomez. Well, that's given away by Stacey. And Nunez looking for the corner, not that far away. Against the post. Jota. And still they come, Liverpool, and Long will get on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Nunez has been quite inconsistent. I mean, he does really well physically, but when he's not really got that much time to think about a strike, that's when he makes his best efforts on goal. He really isn't far away.
Double figures for goals and assists this season, Darwin Nunez. In the absence of Mo Salah. Taking on a lot of that attacking weight for Liverpool, but Jota as well. Spread it around up front. A shift from McConnell.
You look at the likes of Nunez, Gakpo, Jota, they can play anywhere. It just gives lots of options for Jurgen Klopp in those forward areas. Yes, Salah he plays on the right, but the other 3 can actually play anywhere, and just opens up so many possibilities for Liverpool's attack.
Gravenberch. Connell. Matching that shape behind the ball. McConnell. To Bradley again. It's plenty of touches so far. Those young players on that side have. Here's another of those young players in Kwanzaa. Gakpo. And Jota wants a Gakpo. A cross or a shot, either way, it's a goal kick.
Yeah, plenty of space. Gakpo on the left-hand side, he pulled quite wide, and I think when he realised he got that space, he thought, well, I probably could have a shot here, but it was neither or neither. Maybe Jota, who was the aim. He had a little look up.
Corner, in fact, for Liverpool on the far side. And Gakpo to take it. In by Gakpo and by Gibson. Bradley. Gravenberch. Already the pattern for this match you feel is set. Norwich trying to hold out against Liverpool. Nunez.
It's all about the movement of the players now. For Liverpool, speed of thought, speed of movement, and then the pass has to be quick as well, because all Norwich are doing is trying to make Liverpool predictable.
Canate going forward.
Like that. That's what Norwich want. Quite happy with a force ball forward.
Canate's passing out from the back has been pretty good. Taking that game against Bournemouth. Strong second half from Liverpool, taking them to a 4-0 win against one of the informed sides in the Premier League. McCallum trying to work his way out. Here come Liverpool once more. Gomez. Doesn't quite find his mark. McCallum to Hernandez. First chance for him to run. Open things up here now. Fasnacht has space on the right. Stacey will hope to get up in support. Barnes wants the ball played through the middle. Stacey. There's an opening there for Norwich. Gakpo It's then inside to Jones, and Jones holds off Nunez. Gravenberg, Jota again making an excellent run. Gakpo, Jota, Nunez free at the back post, and there he is, but he couldn't quite get the touch.
Yeah, a bit of positivity from Norwich. They managed to play past the press, get up the pitch, tempted to produce and put bodies forward, and that is all that Liverpool need, because they just get the bodies forward quickly. All of a sudden it opens up. It hasn't been this open since the start of the game, just simply because Norwich can get themselves up the pitch, and that's the worry for Wagner's side, that when they do get themselves up the pitch, they either have to try and win the ball back high or recover very quickly.
He did state one of the reasons that he was happy to leave was the state that the club is in at the moment, the talent that they have on their books at the moment. To think of that famous front three of Firmino, Sadio Mane and Salah. But they've got a pretty good front three at the moment. Jota, Nunez and Gakpo. Jones. An impressive season himself. McConnell.
We talked about Jones, and he was one of the top players in his age group, but he had to get into a world-class central midfield, but he's really found that belief and he's getting the minutes and did so well in that central midfield area to make that position his own.
McConnell plays it perfectly at the back post for Jones. An assist for the youngster and a goal for Curtis Jones and an opener for Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, again, he used to score goals as a kid. He's coming to the goals recently as well, and like I say, just playing with belief. It's great movement, and it's a good ball as well. He's just loitering, isn't he, at the far post? Can they get the ball to him? Well, as we know in recent games that he has added that to his game. It's a great little ball. He's not offside. Really well finished back with his head. A story of quite a lot of goals that he scores, appearing at that far post and knowing what to do when it gets to him.
And Curtis Jones, we mentioned he's had a good season so far. There's another goal for him this season, 5th in all competitions, and Klopp very happy with that one. And he's given so many chances to the young players this season, Jurgen Klopp, and they've pretty much all repaid him. And there's another example.
Talk about what he leaves behind, a strong squad but a really strong academy of players. That it takes a brave manager to play young players, however good they are, and he certainly can do that.
It's on the money with that pass, James McConnell. McConnell, confidence in the pass to Nunez, and Bradley is there as well. They're flying forward once more. I just thought it was going to be a long afternoon for Norwich before kick-off, and it already feels that way.
You just need to not let this game run away with them too quickly. Norwich defended well up to a point for that first goal.
It's McConnell again, making a first start for a club like Liverpool to have as many touches of the ball as he's had in the first 15 minutes.
Well, he started as an attacking midfielder, I think just converted in the last couple of years into a player that has all the play in front of him, and his next pass after his assist was brilliant as well, and lots of confidence there.
I mentioned the run of Jones. He's looking to make one of those runs again. Konate, Gakpo, free on the left. Konate with a loose pass. It will be a free kick to Norwich.
Well, the way that Norwich play in the Championship is a bit transitional. When they win the ball back, they get bodies up the pitch quickly, but they don't do it to the level that Liverpool do it. Liverpool do it with limited touches. So when they raid very quickly up the pitch, as we've seen that so often.
All the pressure on McLean. Get the pass away to Gibson. And McCallum. And that's the influence that Liverpool can have on the opposition. Very tough for them to escape that press.
Yeah, I think that the secondary part of Liverpool getting bodies forward and controlling possession on the edge of the opposition's area is there's players up there ready to counter-press, which is they do very well.
Lost by McCallum. Rescued by McLean. Kenny McLean with a pass out to Stacey. Fasnacht with him, Switzerland international. He's played forward by Nunez, looking for the run of Gabriel Sara's name. Barely mentioned so far for Norwich, the Brazilian.
Yeah, McLean's the one. He's got himself on the ball, got brave on the ball, and tried to get his Norwich team moving. The rest have not really got into it yet.
Here's Jones. Gomez. Canate. Jota. Kwanzaa. Now Barnes. Can he get Norwich going here? Sarah. Running. Overrunning it. McConnell with a challenge.
That was better from Barnes. When Barnes is playing, you know, they miss Sargent as well. He can play the ball to him and he's got players around him, deals with the ball well in tight spaces. That's the only way that Norwich are going to get themselves up the pitch, playing into Barnes, getting the ball wide quickly, but those passes have got to find yellow shirts.
That pass did not find a yellow shirt. Here's Jones. But Nunez did enough. And then McCallum, who has been prepared to run with the ball when he's had it, taking a chance. And going on here. Now Barnes is in the middle. If the ball's played first time, it is. Wasn't the worst ball in the end. Fasnacht. Can he pick out a yellow shirt? No, corner.
A good example of Norwich at their best in terms of their counter-attacking. You know, he's got a lot of players suited to the way he wants to play counter-attacking, not necessarily defensively, but did really well from that left-hand side. It just needs better and quicker decision-making. And Fasnacht.
Sara to take this corner for Norwich at the cup end. Ashley Barnes right on Allison. With that Norwich corner. Have another go. Liverpool have brought everybody back to defend this corner. Busy 6-yard box. Sent in again by Gabriel Sara. Oh, it works out for Norwich. That will do. Up from the back, Gibson. And it's 1-1 at Anfield. And look at that end, the away end going crazy.
Well, David Wagner, when he's preparing his team for this game, he knew that they'd have to defend well, but he knew when they did get a set piece that they had to work it well. And they certainly did that. The second time of asking, great little run on the near post. I'm not sure who got the last touch on that, but that's certainly Gibson. He's going for it. Whether it came off Kwanzaa, I'm not sure. But that is what it's all about. When you get a set piece, it hits the back of his shoulder. Brilliant from Gibson. Just got something on it.
That is certainly Gibson's goal, and certainly an equaliser for Norwich City. And we are level after a dominant first 20 minutes for the home side. But Ben Gibson has Norwich back in this one.
It just shows you can have 70+% possession, you can get your goal, but when you're playing against a team who will take advantage if they can of the players that you push forward, and then set pieces not dealt with properly. 1-1, proper cup tie.
If you're wondering where the 5th round draw was before kick-off because of the delay at the Hawthorns, it will be at half-time on ITV1. Right now, Norwich will still be dreaming of being in that round.
So back to the start now, Seb. Norwich defending, try and defend better, try and not to concede, and then just look for that outlet, get themselves up the pitch, force a set piece. Certainly the tactics.
Here they come again, Hernandez. There was a challenge off the ball on Barnes. Fasnacht. Nunez. Stacey. And he got that one wrong. And what a special moment that was for Ben Gibson. His first goal since Boxing Day 2018. He's at Burnley.
What a place to score it as well. That end of the stadium at Anfield.
And here's Gomez. He gets that switch out to Bradley. Klein. The header, Hernandez will try to bring this down for Norwich. Did he handle it there? Liverpool have it anyway. Bradley, assistance. McCallum. Showed some confidence in this first half.
Oh, the spring in the step of Norwich players, got the confidence. And some of them looked like it was a bit of a struggle coming here and playing against a dominant Liverpool team, and all of a sudden they score a goal. And just a bit more belief. Certainly played his part. Conor Bradley in the last few games, trusted by Jurgen Klopp on that right-hand side to get himself forward. He has the energy to do that.
Nunez takes it straight again to a red shirt. Gomez. Konate. Gomez, Jones, Gakpo, Gomez, Gomez again. Look for that ball across, and the numbers always seem to be there for Liverpool.
It's good structure from Norwich. They basically defend inside Liverpool's shape, give them those wide areas because they think that they cannot maybe hurt them as much as those central areas.
Well, a goal apiece. And for Curtis Jones, 5 goals for this season, his most prolific season in his career. And for Ben Gibson, well, the first Norwich goal in the FA Cup against Liverpool, and his previous goal was for Burnley against Everton.
Goal for Norwich, certainly quietened the Anfield crowd. I think they were just hoping for a procession after the opening 15-20 minutes, and they've got the goal. Norwich just dug in a little bit.
Stacey. They are still prepared to pass out Norwich, even despite the Liverpool pressure and the fact they keep losing the ball in those areas. Stacey. And Long to switch feet. Clear that ball up to Barnes. We've seen Barnes do that so often in his career, hold the ball up like that.
Just helps the team, just makes them believe they can progress up the pitch. It sticks when it gets to him.
So we are seeing Norwich try to play out against Liverpool, take the chances, because when they come off, they do find themselves in very good areas, but when they lose it, they're backpedaling like now. Bradley, brilliant link-up play, and Liverpool in. Nunez! Slots set away! Lead restored! And Darwin Nunez is certainly the man of the moment for Liverpool. He's finding the nets, no problem. But Norwich creating their own problems.
Yeah, I mean, you talked, didn't you, Seb, about it when it does work, it's brilliant because it gets past sort of 6 or 7 Liverpool players, but this is all about this tenacity. Takes the ball so well, takes about 4 Norwich players out, and then has the presence of mind to find Nunez, who again, instinctive, one touch and then finish. It's brilliant, and I think he's really coming into form. A lot of things said about Darwin Nunez, but he certainly occupies defences, and certainly when he gets in those positions, and it's an instinctive finish, he certainly can do that.
Well, all the question marks over the Uruguayan striker, but right now, he's in hot form. 11 goals this campaign.
It's just coming into consistency, which is what he's talking about, and being inconsistent. When he does stuff, good stuff, he's world class, and then other times decision-making poor, but slowly but surely, that consistency for club now and country since Bielsa came in to Uruguay.
Control under minimal pressure there for Barnes. I suppose this was the game plan for Norwich, to take that chance. Maybe they couldn't just sit back against Liverpool.
Absolutely, just choose the moments, and that's it. The choice and the decision making, and when they build like they're doing now, and when they get forward and raid quicker, and that's the key. Obviously, they have to defend well as well.
There's that pressure high up the pitch from Liverpool again. Gravenberch, corner, and Gibson in the way. That's his goal. I feel like a distant memory already.
When Liverpool regain possession, no player really takes more than 2 touches because it just moves the ball quickly. Norwich are out of shape and they've got a problem then.
So half an hour played at Anfield. And Gakpo to take the corner for Liverpool. And goes to look for Jota. Just about read it in the end. There, Norwich. Gomez. Gravenberch. Jones. Gravenberch. Connell. Gravenberch. So high up the pitch, looking for the pass from Gomez. And what a pass it was! What a goal this would be! But Gakpo couldn't convert it. But what about the link-up play?
Tell you what, Conor Bradley is always right at the highest point of his position that he could ever be in, right at the, and he's determined to make those runs forward, trying to get something on it. And actually, I don't think he was going for goal there. I think he knew where Gakpo was, just trying to get something on it to guide it central. Brilliant from Bradley. He made that second goal for Nunez.
Norwich losing the ball again and in trouble again. Cleared off the line. It was Gravenberch with the effort. But still Liverpool come. And Norwich were living a charmed life there.
Yeah, and we talk about decision making. If you're going to play out from the back, it's got to happen. He's completely under pressure. And then look how many Liverpool players are there. When it doesn't work out like that, it just looks like comedy defending.
Well, Gibson in the way for Norwich to stop that going into the net. I feel like that Norwich goal was just a mere blip in a dominant performance from Liverpool in this first half. Gomez, Gakpo. Bradley again free at the back post. Gakpo though swings it in and out of play, but Conor Bradley, that right back roll. Well, Trent Alexander-Arnold is available again for Liverpool, but Bradley playing his part in his absence.
Yeah, and he's a good profile. He's athletic, he's front foot and positive. You know, he defends very, very well, and this is the assist. Has a look up, takes a couple of touches. We talk about limited touches to get the ball in front of goal and in the back of the net. Really positive from the young man.
And Nunez has featured in every cup competition for Liverpool, every cup game for Liverpool this season. You think of that link-up play we saw from Gomez and Bradley, and Liverpool do have Robertson and Alexander-Arnold available again, back from injury, but on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the squad is so important. They've used subs, have made an impact this season. Liverpool, it's the story of their season. They've been resilient and subs have made a difference. It's so important with the squad depth, particularly when against Arsenal, you know, could bring forwards on. It made the difference in that game.
Szoboszlai is another available once more, but another just on the bench. Starters look pretty comfortable though. Callum again. do on that side, concedes a free kick. He did catch Gravenberg. Having quite an eventful first half, Sam McCullum.
Yeah, he's starting to get forward, McCallum, but just put under quite a lot of pressure when you're a left back. Playing against Liverpool, just trying to stretch, he's never going to win it.
His fourth year with the club, although it does include sent back on loan to Coventry City, the side he was signed from. So Gakpo taking set pieces today for Liverpool. To pick somebody out in the middle from this free kick, and goes towards Nunez. And he's free here. Gakpo. Put it past McCallum. Sent in once more. Hanley away. Gravenberg. Looking for Joe Gomez to lay it off to there. He's the last man back for Liverpool. Gravenberg. Feed it through to Jones. And Barnes, but they can't hold on to it for long, Norwich. Gomez. Canate. Jota. Chances haven't fallen to him just yet. They do, they'll probably end up in the net. Gravenberg. McConnell. Confidence in his play at the moment. Players making runs off him now. And he'll try and look for them.
Yeah, he's very tidy on the ball, and I think from that sort of sixth position defensive midfielder, that if you're tidy and you pass well, I think that you suit this Klopp team. He's certainly got a lot of confidence from the 35 minutes of his first start.
The last midfielder that Liverpool picked up from Sunderland, Jordan Henderson, to captain the club. Gakpo wins the corner. Well, Liverpool conceding from a corner kick in this first half. They're looking to increase their advantage. The opposite end. In goes that corner. And it wasn't that far away from Jota. There will be another corner from the opposite side. Stacey defending.
Yeah, from a Liverpool point of view, you would say who's attacking that, allowed to drop. Norwich lucky that it ended up just as a corner. Did well there.
Jota, certainly a target from set pieces. Very good in the air, the Portuguese. Next to Canate at the moment. Nunez on the move as well. Up goes Jota, does win that ball in the air. Norwich able to clear. All the way back to Alisson, who is captaining Liverpool for just the third time today, and hasn't had much to do except pick the ball out of the net.
Just certainly giving Liverpool a chance. It's unrealistic playing out from the back in a game like that. I think for Norwich, they'll get away with it in the Championship, majority of Championship games, but not against elite Premier League players who press high anyway.
Also Virgil van Dijk, who's come out to warm up. No suggestion he's coming on anytime soon, though. Here's Gravenberg. Also Robertson and someone's lie down there. Fasnacht gives it away for Norwich. Up deep time, the Canaries have lost the ball, and then Gakpo's shot dragged wide.
I mean, I know that Liverpool counter-press when they lose it high up the pitch, but they've just been so loose in possession. Norwich, you give the ball away against any team, doesn't matter who you're playing. When you're playing against a team like Liverpool, who's set up for that, then you've certainly taken massive risks.
Well, there is another game taking place at the moment that's just kicked off in the second half between Watford and Southampton in the FA Cup. And Mateus Martins has Watford in front in that fixture. The All Championship tie. The Championship side in this game losing to Liverpool. No shame in that, of course, but the architects of their own downfall at times. Almost finding Nunez with that pass once more. McConnell, his range on point. Gravenberch. Bradley to McConnell. Kwanzaa. There's 21 tomorrow. Connell slipped, and that presents an opportunity for Norwich to commit the bodies forwards. Now will Barnes get to this? No. Obviously we know those opportunities will be there for Norwich because of the way Liverpool play, but it's whether they can exploit it.
Yeah, and it's about making the correct pass. I don't think the pass back to Barnes was the one. I think it was out wide to Hernandez, who has the pace to get Norwich up the pitch, and they set up for that. They set up to get bodies around, get in the final third. Defence somewhat, they don't like to get that far up the pitch, the defence, particularly playing against a team like Liverpool. But they have to live this game for the moments where they get up the pitch. Norwich, it's been tough so far.
It's that moment of joy when Gibson scored from the corner, but Liverpool in front again and looking for more. It's looking dangerous. Jones. They were level for 6 minutes Norwich after that Gibson goal. Kanate. Bradley. Around Hernandez, who would have had ambitions of running Bradley back the other way, but a few players in recent matches have thought that, but he is so aggressive at going forwards, the Northern Irish youngster.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the best of the attacking players for Norwich because they've had to double up in those wide areas. Hernandez there doing his bit for the defence.
A rare Cuban-born footballer. He's in on that left-hand side, so all her signs. But no signs at the moment of Liverpool. They're knocked off their stride in all competitions. Kanate slipping, but might still find Gakpo, not quite.
Well, he stayed out wide, Gakpo, because he knows that he can get the space and decide to come inside on his right foot or go down the line, and Kanate, that's the ball. It's a little bit of a slip, so probably they opened the angle up a little bit from Gakpo, but that switch is always on, just simply because of how narrow Norwich's shape is.
George Long goes forward. It's Barnes. Gibson going back to Long. So we close in on half-time. Not long now for supporters of Maidstone United.
I'll tell you what, the levels of Kwanzaa and the likes of Bradley when they've come into this Liverpool team, I think they just fitted in very, very well, but can't underestimate the quality of the young players that are coming in. Sink or swim, but know that they're ready.
Jones. Bradley. Kanate. Maidstone will be number 9 in the FA Cup fifth round draw.
Just watching Liverpool, they flatten the Norwich off and then they rotate round so they come and receive it. They just do that so well as a forward line.
Gomez. Shouts of shoot so audible. Must be a bit off-putting.
Yeah, I think he's just put him off then as he passed into Jota. He just needs to score and then everybody will be off his back, and actually probably on his back, on the middle of the pitch.
If he does score, it'll be almost as big news as Klopp leaving. So much mention of that record, scoring in his senior career, but it's not this season because he's had so many efforts on goal. More of a talking point is Kwanzaa. Kanate.
He's played so well, Gomez, since he's come in. I mean, he's struggled with injuries over the years, but certainly one of the top performers in recent weeks for Liverpool.
He's playing out of his strongest position. He has played across that back four for Liverpool. One of their longest serving players. Sam Callum, he wants to go long. Gibson can go forward. Hanley as well. Barnes will be the target of the throw. Goes towards Hanley, who flicks it on, but in the right position, Allison.
Well, Hanley got on the end of it. What a weapon of a throw-in that is, but again, Norwich out of shape, but managed to win it back.
Very straight to McLean, who does very well indeed, but the pass couldn't find Barnes.
Well, McLean is a really experienced player. You know, he's played as centre-back, plays as central midfield, he's been box-to-box, but he's Wagner is very reliant on him, and he's been a positive performer this afternoon for Norwich.
Kwanzaa. Now Bradley. Well, 2 minutes to be added on here in the first half. Norwich City get themselves to half-time with a lead just being by 1 goal for Liverpool. They take that, Norwich, based on this first half.
Still in the game. It's just 1 goal difference. Just need to concentrate. Last couple.
Jones back to Kwanzaa. Kanate. No surprise that Liverpool have dominated this first half. Nunez. Hands it towards Gakpo. Gomez. Kwanzaa. Bradley. Nunez. Jota, Gakpo and Nunez can occupy any of those front 3 positions for Liverpool, which makes it difficult. Jota trying to slide it through to Bradley. There's no way you're going to like replace Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's doing a pretty good Robertson impression on that side, Bradley.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Klopp's just given him the task of getting up and down, defend, recover well, and then when you get the chance, attack as much as you can. Really invert into the central midfield, as we know that Alexander-Arnold can, but certainly adding to the quality of this squad in terms of his assists and his passing.
Trying to link up again there, Liverpool. Barnes will take that free kick, and that might be enough for them to see this scoreline through to half-time.
Norwich just seem to be a little bit frightened to trigger and engage in those central areas, just simply because they're so slick with the passing. Liverpool, you just open up and they can get all of a sudden in behind. He'll be pleased.
In behind Klopp is Ian Wright and Nora Woods, ready for half-time, which is coming up very shortly indeed. May just be after George Long sends this one forward. Towards Barnes. And there is the half-time whistle. Curtis Jones giving Liverpool the lead after a terrific ball from the teenager McConnell. But then Norwich levelled things up at the Kop end. Ben Gibson with his first goal in the FA Cup for Norwich. And Darwin Nunez restoring Liverpool's lead. And Liverpool do lead at half-time. Liverpool 2.
Why don't we get back to our commentary team then for the second half. It's about to kick off here at Anfield. So let's hand you over to Lucy. But first of all, Seb.
In 18 meetings between these two clubs, Liverpool have come away without losing. Norwich's last victory against Liverpool, April 1994 at Anfield. Jeremy Goss with the winner. A match in which up front for Liverpool, Robbie Fowler and Ian Rush. Up front for Norwich, Chris Sutton, Efan Akoku. That's how long ago it was. 30 years almost. Second half underway, and in the present day, Liverpool leading at half-time. narrow advantage, which will suit Norwich, of course, after a difficult first half for much of it, but they did find the net, the Canaries, and they are still within touching distance of Liverpool.
Yeah, they didn't do too bad, Norwich. It's tough for them because Liverpool are just levels above athleticism, you know, the pace and the press and they pass. But I think what they could do is just keep the ball better in better areas, you know, play in the right areas, Norwich, because if you play in defence and Liverpool will win it back, we've seen it already. Liverpool just probably be a bit more patient.
Canate. Kwanzaa, touch was heavy, but Gomez read the danger. Anticipated the fact that Kwanzaa might lose that ball. And on the cover, Joe Gomez. We thought Jurgen Klopp might make a few changes for this one, might give some opportunities for more young players to start. Was McConnell the man with his first start? Canate. Bradley. Inside Jota, lovely touch to set it up for Gakpo. The block was in there, Gakpo still has it. Jones. Gomez looks for Nunez, finds Nunez, but in the end it's in the arms of Long.
And again, Bradley right up the pitch, good play from him, but the best part of that was a little touch inside from Jota. He knew what he was doing. Jota just has a quick scan around, sees where he is. Gakpo, what a great little knock inside.
Inside there by Bradley, but straight to Barnes, who was fouled there, and he looks to the referee wanting a yellow card for McConnell.
Well, we said that before in the first half, that the route through is through Barnes into him in that 9 position. Liverpool give you a little bit of space. I'm sure Liverpool looking at that and trying not to give Norwich any sort of encouragement in this second half. Can they get an extra goal? Can they finish this tight?
15 years the age difference between James McConnell and Ashley Barnes. Callan's made a good run and stolen it behind. Was aiming for a Norwich player there. And then what about for a strike? Well, Gabriel Sara has had a quiet game so far, but that almost brought it to life for him.
Yeah, I mean, Sara's one of the best performing players in the Championship at times. You say we've not really seen that much of him, but he certainly decided very early what he was going to do. He certainly got the Norwich crowd up behind that goal.
In his second season with the club, the first Brazilian-born player to play for Norwich City in their history. To get in support of Barnes a bit more in this second half. Easier said than done against Liverpool. But Bradley caught in possession.
He's just trying to take advantage of any sort of lull that Liverpool give them, which is why Liverpool need to be on it. And knew that there'd be a reaction at the start of the second half from these Norwich players after listening to the manager at half-time.
Penalty beating Barnes to that. Now McConnell driving forward. Gomez. Nunez. Bradley wants it. Bradley is going to get it for Liverpool. Loads of time and space for Bradley to pick out a Liverpool shirt. Just run away out of play. Who came off the bench in the win at the Emirates against Arsenal. Impressed in that spell as well. Bradley to Jota. To Gomez. McConnell. Bradley. James McConnell. James McConnell once more into Gomez. Tucked in from that left back position. Jones. Gakpo. Jones. Let's fly! And just wide.
Good play by Liverpool. Talks about them being patient. Jota's rotation on the right-hand side, move across to the other side. Curtis Jones has certainly got goals in his mind now. Really comfortable, belief in his own ability, adding goals to it at this level. Really positive thought.
One goal in this game so far for Curtis Jones, a goal against Fulham in the League Cup semi-final first leg, where Liverpool were losing in that particular match to win 2-1, and then the draw at Craven Cottage to send them to another final at Wembley under Jurgen Klopp. Which Wembley twice, the League Cup and FA Cup, a couple of years ago.
Because of Liverpool's squad depth and the rotation, everybody's used to sort of dipping in and out. Most of the players, the young players, are getting a taste of it. It means that you can look at the quadruple in terms of getting there.
Lost by Barnes. Jones. Norwich able to get the bodies back. What will that make when Liverpool the passing game going once more? Gomez. Gomez. Bradley had made another one of those runs. So many of them so far. Up to in. Gakpo. And Gakpo will look for Bradley. And Hernandez. Did that hit the hand of McCallum? It was all very close quarters in any case.
Struggled to deal with the ball into the box. Norwich really aware where Bradley was, been making that run. That's where the space is. Talked about it a lot. Norwich have to be tight and compact in that narrow shape, and it just gives Liverpool a lot of space around it.
It's very close to the hand of McCallum. Gibson doesn't cut that out. John behind, what a finish! He's just so good at them. You give him any sort of sniff, he takes the chance. Diogo Jota, and it's 3-1 to Liverpool.
It's brilliant. We talk about his finishing. Jota, you know, he's tried desperately to get himself involved in the goals in this game. His movement, he just wasn't aware. I think Gibbs first touches a shot and knows what he can do with it. Again, just the defending from Norwich, just give Liverpool a chance, and you do not want to give that man that sort of space in front of goal.
Well, Jurgen Klopp, arms aloft, watching one of his main marksmen this season in Diogo Jota.
You talk about his movement, the little touches that he's had, but when he gets himself in those positions, he doesn't tend to miss.
We said we were waiting for a chance for him to find the net, but when the opportunity came, he made no mistake. Well, just before Jota scored, there was this handball shout. Almost caught it.
Yeah, just two hands on it. I think VAR did look at it and let it go. They just didn't really know where the ball had gone, and Hernandez.
Well, I don't think it was so much that they let it go, VAR. It's the fact that Liverpool scored so soon after that incident. And Dominic Szoboszlai returning from his own injury issue. And what about these sort of players to bring off the bench? Virgil van Dijk replaces Kanate. Listen to that roar. And he takes the captain's armband of Alisson. And Andy Robertson is back in a Liverpool shirt again on the pitch. Was on the bench against Fulham for that second leg. But the Scotland international returns to the Anfield pitch.
What a buzz that's just given the crowd. Just a reminder, players coming back from injury, the players, the depth that players have got in the squad.
pretty well for Liverpool right now, able to welcome back those injured players. Van Dijk, Gakpo. The mood that Liverpool are in, they will be looking for more. Kwanzaa's pass, he's been pushed out to the right-hand side of that centre-back pairing.
Yeah, we thought about what effect Jurgen Klopp's announcement would have on the players, and I'm sure long-term we'll see, but initially, you know, they come here and determined to get themselves further forward in this FA Cup. It's part of the 4 titles they're going for.
Slide, trying to pass that ball inside. Gravenberch. Robertson. No doubt he'll be pushing forward for Liverpool. Gakpo. Connell. Bradley.
It's great for Robertson to be back. The way that Liverpool play is geared towards those full-backs. He's been a key part of what they've done over the last few seasons.
Robertson has been out, injured since October. Nunez. So Norwich are going to make a few changes shortly as well. But in the meantime, they have to defend this latest Liverpool attack. Jota. Jota again. Right. Sarah got in the way, and that is ambitious to say the least from Ashley Barnes. That would have been memorable.
Ambitious and cheeky, but Barnes did see Alisson off his line, just couldn't ensure that the shot went over his head, but had a look. A bit cheeky.
Kwanzaa. Gravenberch goes himself and doesn't test the goalkeeper. And what about that effort from Ashley Barnes?
Yeah, he's got a smirk on his face, had a quick look up, looked right, wasn't really anything there for him. It's just the execution.
Well, a moment for Henry Wagner, side losing by 3 goals to 1. But a promising position here. Fasnacht is it to Stacey. Nunez. Gibson. Press not so intense this time from Liverpool. No need. The scoreline as it is, but Fasnacht able to get that out to Stacey. Nunez, too much on the ball across.
Yeah, shame really, because they got themselves into a good shape. They build with the 3, Norwich, when they get into that established possession, Liverpool sort of let them have it, but it's just decision making. I think that's been the story of their afternoon, but it's so important for Norwich to build on recent performances. I think they've done all right today because it's so tight in the Championship that they can make a playoff surge. If they can get a winning run together, they've got winnable games coming up as well.
Well, there's a challenge on McLean, but Norwich still able to come forward. Andes trying to weave his way past.
It's a challenge on McLean. Slightly late. I think it's quite low, isn't it? Exuberance of youth in that. Stop looking at that.
They did have another look at that challenge. The check is complete. Instead, McCallum is going to go long. But before then, a triple change for Norwich City. Adam Eder, man in the middle, they're wearing 11, will go up front. And Andes making way because Borja signs to replace him on that side of the pitch. The Spanish wide man, he did start the game against Leeds in midweek. And Ashley Barnes will make way to be replaced by Adamida. And Grant Hanley, as we said at the start of the game, has just returned from injury. Will also make way, and Jakob Sorensen, the Dane, will come on, who is a midfielder, so it might see Kenny McLean drop into centre of defence. He has covered there for Norwich this season. Won't find that out just yet, because McCallum can launch it into that Liverpool penalty area. Gakpo away. McLean with the armband with Hanley going off. Sorensen is going to pair with Gibson. Nunez stretching for it, loses it. Liverpool, look at the red shirts, they're everywhere. Soberslai went for the pass. Nunez! Not quite.
Again, great example of how Klopp's team play, win the ball in a dangerous area. First pass is straight up the pitch, vertical up the pitch, even from the youngster McConnell. He knows exactly how the manager wants him to play, and then it's just probably that extra pass in the box.
Liverpool now attacking the cop end. Soberslai to take the corner, looking for Van Dijk. Finding him! Substitute to substitute. Liverpool increase their advantage. He made the changes, Jurgen Klopp. He brings on the captain, who is always the target from corners. And this is why.
Yeah, and it's a nice little smile. It's all about getting minutes in the legs of different players, but probably couldn't believe the space he had. Virgil van Dijk managed to just take away his marker, step forward, a little step forward and then away, managed to make the space for himself. Norwich, I don't think they'll be pleased with a lot of the defensive stuff this afternoon, but that's a terrific header from Van Dijk.
Well, it seems a long time ago now that Norwich did find out equaliser. Liverpool have dominated much of this match, and there's still half an hour to play, and you feel like right now for Norwich City they wouldn't mind the final whistle being blown.
Yeah, the story of the season, that defensively, that I don't think they're one of the best in the Championship, but for attacking wise and goals, they are very, very good. There's just a difference between the two, and they need to get some sort of balance in the way that they play back in the league.
Well, there's been a late equaliser for Southampton against Watford. Stuart Armstrong. They are in added time there. And Southampton equalising the 90th minute. Stuart Armstrong. Watford coming so close to a place in the 5th round. Right now that's set for a replay. Gakpo looking for Jota. Danger still not clear for Norwich, but important defensive header there from McCallum.
Did well, McCallum there. Jota looked again, he just swung away at that far post. And this is a move they've been using quite a lot. Liverpool just trying to get in that far side, the switch and the cross, and they're getting that final third.
Well, here's another man to welcome back. There's Darwin Nunez, who scored one of Liverpool's goals, makes way. And quite the reception for Darwin Nunez, who is very popular around these parts. And here comes another man who's pretty popular, to say the least. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has missed the last 3 games, but is able to play again, just in time as well for Liverpool, because they do have more big matches on the horizon. Soberslai takes the corner, looking for Van Dijk again, who's able to chest it down. Alexander-Arnold, we know can strike the ball pretty well. That one was blocked. Straight away, looking to find his passes, but that one to McCallum, who runs into trouble. Sobersley. Signs. Norwich in such a tricky position here.
Just in such a threatening shape. Liverpool, you know, Norwich, they look up, try and find players further up the pitch, and they're just surrounded by red shirts who stayed up the pitch. It's a really offensive way of playing, but obviously against Norwich it's worked well. They've managed to be able to push those players forward and win the ball high.
Well, at half-time, the FA Cup fifth-round draw was made, and some of the ties you're about to see at the bottom of your screen for Maidstone United, well, they have to wait for the replay between Sheffield Wednesday and Coventry to find out their opponent. But Blackburn Rovers or Wrexham to host Newcastle United, Chelsea, Aston Villa to face Leeds United or Plymouth, Bournemouth against Leicester City. The winner of this game likely, of course, to be Liverpool as it stands. Manchester City travelling to Luton, the holders. And City the holders, not Luton, just to clarify. Nunez, McCallum. And Signs, flag stays down, Norwich put it away, flag goes up. Fasnacht was the man with the final touch, but it felt like the flag was going to go up.
Yeah, he looked surprised, but I don't think anybody else in here was that surprised. And again, they're committing bodies forward. And it's pretty obvious two of them are offside. And it's a nice little finish, and I think for, as far as Norwich are concerned, it's about the next games in the Championship. Can they get themselves in the playoff? I think some of the defensive work today has been a bit concerned, even though we know how good Liverpool are. They've got themselves in really positive positions at times.
And there it is, confirmed. Referee Sam Barrott. McLean. This could be interesting closing stages here, just from the point of view of how both sides approach this position. Liverpool already, the game was won for them, but that might create more openings here for Norwich. Signs. Goes himself, what a goal! It's a beauty! Another substitute scores in this game. And there's one back for Norwich City in some style. Borja Signs.
Tell you what, he's been really positive since he's come on. He's obviously been watching on the sideline, waiting for his chance. And when he has had the chance this season, he's played well. Again, as soon as Liverpool lull, it just gives Norwich a bit of a chance. He's still got so much to do, and it includes beating Alisson. And we know what a good goalkeeper Alisson is. That's a terrific strike, just beyond his reach.
Borja Signs there, the young attacking midfielder, with a very, very good goal indeed. His fourth, his first season with the club.
Yeah, the Liverpool fans clapping as well, that finish.
I wonder if they'll clap another one like that from Norwich.
No.
So, makes things look a little bit better for the Canaries on the score sheet. How will Liverpool respond to that? McCallum's header. Maslai. And just to confirm, if Liverpool get through this tie now, they will host either Watford or Southampton. I wanted to say Watford, but that late equaliser from Stuart Armstrong means that will go to a replay. Alexander-Arnold. It's one of those trademark crosses causing problems. Now Fasnacht driving forward, but then losing it. Gravenberg. Gravenberg stepping away from challenges there, wanted the free kick. Bradley. McCallum in the way. But now Bradley's in. caught in two minds. And then looked like he found his man as well, but he's found himself in some fantastic positions this afternoon.
Yeah, like you say, I think caught in two minds. He's done really well defensively, and a great little ball through to Bradley. It did open up for him to have that shot, and then I think last minute decided that perhaps he's going to put the ball across to Gakpo.
Isn't it funny when you score a goal like Borja Sainz just scored, and you think if that had been the equaliser and the goal that had put Norwich in front, it would have probably felt so different, but right now, situation, there's still a lot of work for Norwich City to do. Sainz, and that will be a throw into Norwich. And McCallum go long again.
Yeah, they're having a go, Norwich, and it just means that Liverpool have got to manage the game correctly. If it means raising the intensity of what they do, they certainly need to manage just a bit of a spirited fight back.
So McCallum, options to aim for after the treble substitution. McCallum towards that penalty area, and again Gibson winning that ball in the air.
Oh, Norwich fans have just started to sing a bit more noise coming from that end of Anfield. You can just sense that perhaps there might be something positive, and certainly a third Norwich goal would add to the atmosphere.
Alexander-Arnold, as this season can go where he wants really. As long as Liverpool get him on the ball and making things happen. There's McConnell. He's been making things happen for Liverpool today. Van Dijk. Robertson. To play that in. Drop to Gravenberch. He got the touch. Then Nunez couldn't get it under control. Robertson. Then Norwich tried to play out from there. Not a good idea. Szoboszlai. Shot blocked by Gibson. Some good moments for Norwich in this game.
Oh, just some unrealistic short passes when they're surrounded by Liverpool players in the back for Norwich.
Alexander-Arnold. Virgil van Dijk. Robertson. Quansah. Bradley. Quansah. Robertson. The goal back from Norwich has just refocused their attacking intent.
Yeah, just controlling the game, keeping the ball, slowing down Norwich's progress.
Gravenberch slid that in towards Gakpo. Szoboszlai. Bradley, more or less a right winger at the moment. Alexander-Arnold clipping it in, and Jota heads wide.
That's a really clever little ball inside. Alexander-Arnold, and Bradley gets himself wide and just clips it in. Jota's still got a lot to do to get on the end of it, away from his marker, Sorensen.
Well, he has one goal in this game. Diogo Jota, eyeing up more, was taken off when he was on 2 goals against Bournemouth. Szoboszlai. It's good pressure from Norwich. Sainz.
The changes have made a difference for Norwich, just giving them extra impetus in the opposition half. Working harder, trying to press and close down.
That's Alexander-Arnold. Didn't quite execute that crossfield pass though, Vasnak. Surprised that he didn't. It's a decent ball from McLean to find Stacey. Just getting that goal back for Norwich. He could find one more here. McCallum very high up the pitch at the moment. So Nunez. Sorensen. He plays it forward to Ida. They still have it here, Norwich. Real Sarah. He finds sides and touches so far from the young Spaniard. Nunez. Nunez, fancy to go.
Well, they do get sustained possession in front of Liverpool. I think Liverpool looked quite comfortable, but they're certainly just taking it up a level. The changes, Sainz has made a difference. I just think it's more to do as well. Maybe Liverpool taking the foot off the pedal slightly.
Well, the issue here for young McConnell, it'll be a big disappointment for him if he's unable to continue after making his first start for the club. That assist.
He's done really well. Really, really well. Maybe a bit of cramp, perhaps.
Well, when Jurgen Klopp made that announcement on Friday that he was going to be leaving the club, he did. He had told the club earlier, a few months earlier. He also told one of his best friends in the game, the two boss buddies, the men who met at Mainz, have been more than just football friends ever since. Best man at Jurgen Klopp's wedding. And when they embraced earlier before, heartfelt, so long they've known each other. Players together at Mainz.
Yeah, such a disappointment for Liverpool fans. He's been more than the manager, hasn't he? Klopp, figurehead for the club, the city. About his charisma, and I just think for me, he understands football, but I think more importantly, he understands people. Whether that be players, staff, or the fans, and how to get the best out of them. And these Liverpool fans will remember mostly about how he made them feel, and I think that's really, really powerful.
And a lot of the players will say that as well. And I imagine even young James McConnell, who's going to make way for Luis Diaz, but a lot of applause around Anfield. And look at that from Jurgen Klopp. He did speak about how important the young players are for this Liverpool future. He's given so many of them the opportunity, but he's brought on another of his star signings, Luis Diaz. So it doesn't get any easier for Norwich City. And here's Bradley. And that's a good pass inside, link up play, Soboslai. Gakpo! Shot from Jota, did it go over the line? And it's flashed over. Liverpool players look towards the referee. It was very, very close to crossing.
Really good defending from Norwich in the end, just getting bodies in there. Ball played into dangerous area. Gakpo, it's just so slick. Great save from Long. Just throwing everything on the line to try and keep the ball out of the back of the net. These Norwich defenders just didn't drop quick enough. Again, the goalkeeper. It's good play.
Yeah, you can see there, no chance of that being across the line at all. Gravenberch with the effort. Gravenberch's goals for Liverpool coming in the Europa League. Getting his first Premier League goal. Can they get in here, Norwich? Ida. Callum breaks to Ida again, looking to link up with Sainz. Here's Sainz once more. Nunez. It's the fact that Liverpool had established a decent lead in this second half. They have played its part, but Norwich have looked a lot better since those substitutes. As you mentioned already, Lucy, it's a good link-up play at times.
Yeah, and this is about the performances that are to come. You know, they've got a run of games in the Championship, which, if they can win them, get them right up the table, you know, not far away from the playoff positions, but they could get themselves on a run that gets them right in there. They have the players to do it, and that's frustrating for the fans.
too many times in this match. They've tried to play out and Liverpool have pounced. Getting close to doing the same again there. And George Long did both matches against Bristol Rovers. So they had to come through a replay to get this fixture against Liverpool. Which do you know that in the Championship, so much still to play for them as far as promotion is concerned. It's tight for those playoff places. It's Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton, dominant at the top of the league, but as we know in the Championship, those playoff places, so many clubs behind with their eyes on it still. Norwich one of those. Alexander-Arnold. Robertson. Diaz. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. A pair of players they've been for Liverpool in those full-back areas. Van Dijk. Gravenberch. Gravenberch couldn't quite keep his balance in the end. McLean will try and break away, but nowhere for him to go. There's going to be two more changes here for Norwich. We're going to see Liam Gibbs. But it will be coming off first, and Dimitris Giannoulis will replace him at left back. And Giannoulis, the first choice left back for Norwich this season. And for Christian Fasnacht, his match comes to an end. And for Liam Gibbs, the former Ipswich youth player, come into that midfield. Again, you feel like David Wagner, even though he looks at the scoreline and says the game not quite over yet, eyes for Norwich will turn to their next match in the Championship.
Yeah, I think you could take some positives from it, particularly in an attacking sense. A few dodgy moments defensively expected against this Liverpool team, but a positive performance at times for Norwich.
Here come Liverpool once more, and Diaz, it will be a corner. Norwich face Coventry on the 3rd of February. Stacey just getting back, he was claiming for a goal kick, and instead he has to mark Diogo Jota. Keep your eyes on Van Dijk as well. In goes the Liverpool corner, attacked by Van Dijk. Such a target.
Yeah, better Marshall this time.
Eder taking a chance, and that will be a Liverpool corner. Soberslide to take this corner, and he was looking straight at Van Dijk. See if he finds him once again. Up goes Van Dijk, wins the header. Jota and signs. But even in those sort of deep areas, Norwich haven't looked to just clear the ball forward. They've always looked to try and play on the ground.
Yeah, they get away with it at times in the Championship. I keep saying that, but it's been different today. But they keep trying it. That's the way that they play.
Well, not many people know Jurgen Klopp better than David Wagner. So I thought he might have said to his side, maybe that's not the best idea. But that's the gamble you take when you're playing against a superior outfit in Liverpool. Here's Quansah. Robertson. Quansah. Van Dijk. There's Diaz. So many red shirts again in the box waiting for the ball to come in. Alexander-Arnold. Szoboszlai. Kwanzaa. Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Van Dijk. Into the closing stages at Anfield. Liverpool not that far away. Bradley does reach Gakpo, allow that to run behind for a corner.
I think at times they've lulled in the second half of Liverpool when they decide to step up, just put pressure on Norwich, and they get themselves in the box. It's just about when they decide to play.
Is there a nice reception here for Alexander-Arnold, who is having a very, very good season, even by his high standards. Alexander-Arnold towards Van Dijk, who again wins the header. It's easy enough for Liverpool to keep finding the captain. Corner taken short. Diaz. Szoboszlai. Will he shoot? Yes! And well held actually by Long in the end.
About Szoboszlai and the way that he strikes the ball, loves a long-range shot, but George Long has actually done really well in the second half.
Norwich bringing it out for Nunez, but straight to Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool know they just have to just wait for Norwich to give them the ball back like that. Robertson. Diaz. Alexander-Arnold. Diaz. From Alexander-Arnold from range. And palm straight back. Down. In the end, Liverpool couldn't force it home for the rebound through Jota.
If it hadn't been for Long in this second half, it'd have been 5-6-7, I think, to Liverpool. It's had to make saves, unorthodox at times.
Simpson forward. Alexander-Arnold. Loses it though, Eder taking it off him. Now Sainz will drive forward and just calmly covered by Van Dijk and then calmly passed away by Alisson. Szoboszlai. And Kwanzaa. Szoboszlai. Alisson. Here's Van Dijk, plays it forward to Gravenberch, and back it goes. Robertson. Diaz. Now Bradley is free on the far side. It's just going to run away from him. Not quite, he's kept it in play. Won't work again from the fullback. Inside it goes. Gakpo. Bradley. There's Diaz. Diaz shifting, shuffling, trying to find a way through. Here's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai sends in a lovely ball, asking for a touch and then fired over by Jota, which gives me a chance to ask you, Lucy, who your player of the match is.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give my player of the match to Conor Bradley. I think particularly in the first half when it was 1-1 and he drove forward, he's been right at the top of his position, front foot positive, and I think he's been excellent.
And he has been excellent in every game he's featured in for Liverpool recently. Gibson. Stacey. So 5 more minutes for Norwich. So maybe just find one here to make the last few seconds a bit more tense for Liverpool. But in all honesty, they've been comfortable today.
Yeah, positive performance from Liverpool. Got players onto the pitch, got minutes for players coming back from injury. Good positive performances from young players.
Jota, as they look for 5 here. Gakpo is long to the rescue again there for Norwich. Robertson. Here's Bradley. Luis Diaz. Norwich City supporters making that long journey to Liverpool. They had that brief moment to enjoy in the second half. But here's Szoboszlai as Liverpool looking for a fifth before the end. And still Norwich continue to try and run the ball out from the back and continue to lose the ball as it's laid back from Alexander-Arnold with a shot. Diaz clips it across, so many red shirts to pick out. Robertson. And that might spin behind for a corner. It does indeed.
Yeah, Liverpool players are all lining up. They want to be the next one to score. Norwich at time with a real full tilt defending. They get bodies in the way, not making it easy for themselves though.
Corner played short, Gravenberg. And Norwich now will just sort of sit back and keep the score to 4. Van Dijk will try to. Easier said than done. Van Dijk, his shot is blocked. And now Sainz can bring it away. Now, there was the ball to play towards Plain, who's just gone down. Szoboszlai. Still a couple more minutes. Alexander-Arnold. Robertson. Diaz. Robertson plays it back. Jota. They still have it, Liverpool. Gakpo. Szoboszlai. He found the pass to Robertson. Diaz. Did he handle it there? Now Gakpo is down. The back post. The play will have to be stopped.
I think it was the goalkeeper long. I'll tell you what, some of Liverpool's 1- and 2-touch stuff has been sensational at times. He went for it, Gakpo, and he got the full force of George Long's fists. Looked like a handball.
Back to his feet. Well, Jurgen Klopp, David Wagner always say they'll support the side who the other is managing. But today was always going to be an exception. And a drop ball. Szoboszlai, room for Diaz, lovely control, Diaz, and Bradley's arriving, and there is the fifth, Gravenberg. It's been a commanding display from Liverpool. They've shared the goals around. Ryan Gravenberg, it's his 3rd goal for the club, and first in the FA Cup.
Yeah, a lot of frustration came out in that celebration from Gravenberg, but then he got a smile. We got a smile out of him, his teammates. It's all about Bradley as well. That's a great little first-time striker cross, and he's just the first to react. Gravenberg, you see his reaction there and how he celebrated. It's been frustrated at times, I'm sure, for him, but he's got himself the goal in the FA Cup.
And look at that from Jurgen Klopp with David Wagner, the arm round the shoulder. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry we had to score 5 in the end. Liverpool cruise past the Canaries. 5 goals for Jurgen Klopp's men as they ease through to round 5. Curtis Jones, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Virgil van Dijk and Ryan Gravenberch. Means 5 goals and 5 different scorers. It's on to the next on their quadruple quest. Final score at Anfield, Liverpool 5, Norwich 2.